Namaste. My name is Dr. Hemant Bhargav. I am working as assistant professor in the Department of Integrative Medicine at NIMHANS. I am basically an MBBS doctor and I did MD and PhD in yoga. Many people ask me why I chose to move from modern medicine towards yoga. The reason is when I was learning my MBBS, I realized that large number of patients suffer from lifestyle related diseases like hypertension, diabetes, obesity, heart disease, cancers. In all these disorders, lifestyle and stress plays a very important role. And therefore, I realized that modern medicine has certain limitations. To overcome that, I thought adding yoga and our traditional wisdom to modern medicine will really help me help the patient even better. How yoga is related to medical science. In the beginning, yoga was strictly a spiritual discipline, limited only to a few who would go into Himalayas and do some mystic practices. But now we see in the last 2 decades the amount of research that has taken place in application of yoga in lifestyle related disorders has brought yoga almost to the mainstream management along with modern medicine. Modern medicine takes care of the emergency management and controlling the disease, but yoga manages the lifestyle and therefore it helps in preventing the disease and also preventing the complications of the disease. Yoga has emerged as a very popular mind body intervention which goes hand in hand with modern medicine. Among various disorders where yoga has been found useful, one particular domain where its efficacy has been really established is in certain psychiatric conditions. And yoga, as defined by Patanjali, is Yogaschitta Vritti Nirodha. It means yoga is a technique to calm down the agitations of the mind. Fundamentally, yoga was developed as a science, as a technology to manage the mind. And psychiatry is a discipline where modern medicines are used to manage the mind. Mind, being so subtle, requires very subtle kind of treatments. We have found through our research at NIMHANS that yoga can be as good as the antidepressant drugs in managing depression. Of course, severe suicidal cases may need hospital admission. In mild to moderate cases of depression, yoga is as good as modern medicine. Similarly, anxiety disorders are a very common condition which people suffer from, and yoga, which calms down the sympathetic nervous system, the emergency nervous system that is overactivated in anxiety patients, can be a very useful treatment for managing anxieties. Other conditions where yoga has been found useful as an add on to modern medicine in psychiatry are schizophrenia. People who suffer from schizophrenia, though the symptoms of the disease which are active, like they develop some kind of misconceptions in the mind or become violent or aggressive, they calm down by medicine. But then the other aspect of the disease is that these patients do not connect with society, they do not show empathy, can't express their emotions. In those dimensions, yoga has been found to be very useful along with medicines in schizophrenia. Many people also complain about chronic pains which are not related to any particular disease, but they keep suffering. They do a lot of investigations and the modern science is not able to find out the cause. Here also we have observed, we have developed a yoga module also for such chronic pain disorders. Another area in psychiatry where we can apply yoga is in substance use disorders. Many people develop addiction to substances like alcohol, tobacco, even to certain medications, opioids, drugs. In such cases also, yoga can provide them a natural high. It means they go and touch a very deep, relaxed state of mind, which is very peaceful. Researchers have shown that yoga can increase a particular chemical in the brain known as endorphin. These endorphins are feel good chemicals, the bliss chemicals. Yoga increases the inherent bliss the dependence on external substances for obtaining that reward, that peace, reduces. How yoga understands disease. This is very interesting. In an ancient yogic text known as Yog Vasishtha, there is a dialogue between Vasishtha and Rama. Lord Rama was in a state of utter depression and he did not want to become the king. His question was, if ultimately the end of this life is old age, disease, and death, why to live? Then he asks very fundamental questions to his guru Vasishtha. What is disease and where does it come from? Then Vasishtha provides very lucid, clear answers to his questions. He says that any disease that manifests at the level of the body is known as Vyadhi. And this Vyadhi is of two types. One is Anadhija, it means the illness on the body coming from outside the body, from the environment. The example can be sunburn, poisoning, or any accident or infections. They all come from outside into the body. Second category, he says, is Adhija Vyadhi. It means an illness where there is no external cause, but which comes from within the individual. He says that it starts from the layer of emotions, then comes down to the layer of energy, that is prana, and then manifests on the body. Vasishtha says, whichever disease, you cannot find any external cause. Automatically, it is understood that the cause is inside. Our major problems which we suffer from, like diabetes, hypertension, heart disease, various kind of cancers, migraine headaches, asthma, in all these problems, you cannot find out a pinpoint external cause. Therefore, all these disorders belong to the second category according to Vasishtha. Rama asks him, how does one get freedom from these illnesses? Vasishtha says that an illness which comes from outside can be cured by applying tools from outside. So he recommends Shalya, that is surgery, Aushadhi means herbs or medicines, and mantra for managing the first category of illnesses, the Anadhija Vyadhi, which come from outside. That the second category of illnesses, which come from inside, will not be cured by agents from outside. But what we are doing now is that modern medicine, which was found very useful in managing emergencies, accidents, infections, the external causes, is not that effective in managing the illnesses which arise from the internal cause. But we are putting the same means, the external means, to cure the second category of illnesses also. Vasishtha says that these diseases should be managed by going deeper within through prati prasava, that is reverse delivery, slowing down and expansion, and balancing the layer of emotion, layer of prana, and the body. Slowly, these kind of diseases can be reversed. Thus, yoga plays a very important role in these disorders where there is no cause known to the modern medicine. Yoga, which originated from certain traditional schools through Guru Shishya Parampara, has now become very popular. With its popularity, we also see lot of modifications to what it was originally. With these modifications, there is a risk of losing the very essence of yoga. Traditionally, the concept of doing asanas very fast in a dynamic way was never there. Asanas were always to be maintained. Sthiram Sukham Asanam. The power yoga, various kind of fast yogic practices, they may not be truly yoga as far as the traditional understanding is concerned. In the traditional approaches, a proper preparation for yoga was given a lot of value. For example, following certain do's and don'ts, the individual observances, and the way individual deals with society, the yamas and niyamas. Also, doing kriyas, the cleansing practices at the bodily level before doing asanas were also emphasized. But now, in present day fast lifestyle, everything is speeded up, and therefore nobody has time to prepare for anything. Because our mind have become too fast, it is very difficult for us to start yoga slowly in a traditional way. So I'm not saying that the modern modification is wrong, but then it is not according to the traditional understanding. Probably we need to speeden up yoga also with our speeded lifestyle, but then our aim ultimately should be to slow down. You may start doing it fast, but when your mind has become slowed down, please make your yoga also slow and steady, because the ultimate aim of yoga is to take you within. Everybody has access to YouTube, Facebook, and lot of information on internet, and we at Nimhans see many patients coming to us developing complications of doing yoga wrongly because they learnt it from YouTube, they saw it from some guru in YouTube, and they started practicing without any supervision. Especially I have seen number of cases who practiced the advanced yoga like Kundalini yoga practices through YouTube and actually developed mental illnesses. People even developed psychotic episodes by doing yoga wrongly. Therefore, I would like to emphasize that any yoga practice that you want to begin with, please contact a trained yoga therapist who has done a bachelor's or master's or a postgraduate diploma in yoga therapy from a recognized university. Learn the yoga practices properly, at least for 10 sessions under supervision, and then you start practicing. Then also, every month, at least once, get your practices checked by the trained yoga therapist whether you are doing it properly or not. An ancient text, Hatha Yoga Pradipika, says that the practice of yoga is like controlling a wild elephant. If you do it correctly, it will give you lot of strength. But if you do it wrong, it may kill you. Please be very, very careful in doing your yoga practices. At Nimhans, we actually did a survey. A mall intercept approach was adopted. Our team went to different malls and we started asking certain questionnaire to people regarding self prescription of medications. Modern medicine, 717 people were contacted. This paper has been published. What we observed there was that the mall going people, who are quite educated people, 70% of them felt that taking medicine on their own for their problem because they understand is completely all right. The medications that they took, in that painkillers were number one. 70% of them had taken painkillers directly from the pharmacy. Second were certain opioid kind of a medications. Third were antibiotics, and fourth were sleep medicines. So these are the medicines which people feel that it is okay to take. We understand our problems and it will reduce. But I would really like to warn that a lot of complications develop when you start using these medications on your own. These medications not only have a potential to cause addiction, but they can severely harm your organs, your ability to think, your ability to understand and concentrate. In fact, in the addiction clinic at Nimhans, significant number of people come who cannot get rid of this kind of habit of taking medications. If you have any health related issue, please do not feel shy, be it physical or mental. Consult a doctor first. Try to understand your problem. Never use the medications or prescriptions on your own, because these medications are very powerful. They have very subtle effects, not only on your body but also on the neurons in your brains, and some of them can be completely irreversible. So, therefore, I would like to suggest that whether it is understanding of your illness, taking modern medicine, or practicing yoga, it is always better to do it under supervision of trained consultants rather than your own. What is your understanding about yoga? What is yoga? 99% of the people, when this question is asked, they get images of doing certain kind of difficult postures being done by some kind of a model who is having figure 0. So that kind of image comes to the mind and we start thinking that this is yoga and I want to become like this and this is what yoga does. But this is not the correct understanding about yoga. If you look at our sages, the traditional wisdom that India has, the beautiful definition of yoga that comes from Bhagavad Gita is Samatvam Yoga Uchyate. Yoga is that flexibility of the mind which can keep the mind balanced in all the situations of the life. So, it is this strength of the mind that we wish to cultivate through yoga. Definitely, body and mind are connected, and flexibility of the body helps flexibility of the mind. But we should not become obsessed by the body alone. So therefore, those who really want to learn yoga, they will have to understand yoga as a discipline focusing on the steadiness of the mind, slowness and gentleness of the breath, and relaxation of the body. Many people come to us and they say, okay, sir, can you teach me some yoga through which I can cure myself? They would have gone to many doctors, they would have taken medications for years together. They expect that some miracle will happen because yoga is a mystic kind of a practice and it will do some miracle and cure them. They start yoga, they give up all the medicines that they are taking and end up into greater trouble. I would like to appeal everyone using or tends to use yoga as a therapy. Yoga should be used as an add-on to the modern care that you are taking. Please do not leave your modern medicine suddenly when you start yoga. If your lifestyle gets regulated, if your sleep wake up cycle get regulated, if your mind starts becoming calm and relaxed, if your stress levels reduce, you will naturally feel more healthy. And no doctor in this world would like to give you medicine when you are feeling healthy. To the consultant, the doctor who is treating you, and tell that your symptoms are improving, and then under their guidance, if they feel like, they will slowly, gradually, in a systematic scientific way reduce your medications if it is indicated. It is completely unreasonable to feel that yoga will completely cure me from all my problems. I am a modern medicine doctor and I have been practicing and learning yoga since last 10 years. Through my experience, I can tell you that yoga is very good in improving the quality of life, preventing future problems, and gradually moving you towards better and better health. But then it is not at all advisable to be erratic and suddenly giving up your medications because you are doing yoga.